This week on the Island Times News Update, the search begins for a new city manager in Neptune Beach. Jacksonville Beach finishes its resolution against seismic testing offshore, and Deck the Chairs makes an official presentation to the lifeguards. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Neptune Beach has begun its search for a new city manager following Jim Jarboe's announcement earlier this month that he plans to retire in September. Jarboe was praised by the members of the council and Mayor Harriet Pruitt, who said Jarboe's been responsible for saving the city millions of dollars.
You've done a bang-up job for Neptune Beach over the last 11 years, and I don't know that we would have, I think we'd have had to raise taxes several times if it hadn't been all the money that you've saved us through the years, and I appreciate all the work that you've done for us.
Pruitt said she has no intention of going out and hiring a search firm to find Jarboe's replacement. An initial timeline was presented to the council that has the position being advertised in several locations around Florida over the next 3 months, with interviews conducted in July and a new city manager hired in August. That would leave about a month for Jarboe to work with the new city manager before leaving his job. It was discussed that the timeline might be compressed somewhat, including extra meetings, in order to have a new person identified and hired more quickly. There was broad agreement that it was not necessary to hire the search firm, and Councilor Kara Tucker was first to bring up something that was also of importance to the panel.
I would be fine with moving up the dates. If we have to have extra meetings, I support that as well, because this is important to our city. And the other thing to keep in mind is that the person who takes this position could be here for at least the next decade. So this is not something that just affects this council. This is going to affect the city for several years to come. So I think we do need to do our due diligence, and as far as the hiring process and everything, I support the matrix and making sure that they have enough time to do a transition with City Manager Jarboe as well, and not to rush it. And I would also like to add in a residency requirement that they live at the beach.
Pruitt and others on the council agreed that ideally the new city manager should live in Neptune Beach, and at the very least east of the Intracoastal Waterway. A more formalized timeline will be presented to the council at their meeting April 6th. The Neptune Beach City Council got its first look at a proposed ordinance to ban the sale of electronic cigarettes to persons under the age of 18 in the city. The ordinance was proposed by Councilor Kara Tucker after being approached by anti-smoking advocates. But Mayor Harriet Pruitt said that while she can support the ban on sales of e-cigarettes to persons under 18, there were other portions of the ordinance that were problematic in her view, including a ban on the use of e-cigarettes in, quote, all public places and places of employment. Other council members had issues with the extent of some of the provisions in the ordinance and how it might be enforced. The council will revisit the ordinance at a later date when some of those details have been refined. The council also gave direction to the Community Redevelopment Board as they continue to wrestle with the city's sign ordinance. Still to be decided is what might force a multi-tenant business such as a shopping center to change their sign. The council will consider those changes at their next regular meeting. In Jacksonville Beach, the council approved a resolution that expresses the city's opposition to offshore seismic testing for oil and natural gas that might lie beneath the ocean floor. The council had introduced the resolution at the previous meeting, but Councilman Bruce Thomason said he had problems with some of the language in the document and preferred one similar to the resolution passed by St. Augustine. The resolution eventually passed by Jacksonville Beach said the city, quote, stands opposed to seismic testing in Atlantic Ocean waters until the complete evaluation of all testing options and the implementation of all proper assurances for protection of marine life. The vote to pass the resolution was unanimous. Councilman Thomason and Phil Vogelsang were not present at the meeting. The new executive director of the North Beaches Art Walk made a presentation at Monday night's meeting of the Neptune Beach City Council. Colleen Meeker told the council the organization is considering not holding the event in January and February because of generally poor weather, but otherwise the monthly event is doing very well. As many as 60 to 65 artists participate in the spring through the fall. Mayor Pruitt said the event had been started to showcase local beach artists, and it seemed there had been more participation among artists from other parts of the city. Meeker said the artists have to be juried in to participate to be sure the art met community standards. She said they're trying to lean more towards artists like painters and photographers and less to crafts. Councilor Kara Tucker suggested that local artists be given preference for slots at the Art Walk, and Pruitt agreed, citing the example of the Green Market, which gives preference to local vendors. When we come back, Deck the Chairs will continue to grow, according to its founder. This is the Island Times News Update.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Deck the Chairs founder and executive director Curtis Loftus made a formal presentation of a ceremonial check for $8,000 to the Red Cross Volunteer Life-Saving Corps, our beach's lifeguards, on Wednesday night. The check represented $4,000 raised by the event, which was matched by Jacksonville City Councilman Bill Gulliford out of unused campaign funds from his unopposed run for the 13th District Council seat. But Loftus said the check only represented a small fraction of what was raised and what it cost to put on the event.
Deck the Chairs was literally a $250,000 event. If you want to have me share some charts on where the in-kind came from, and this is the number I never really had until about 4 weeks ago. Our in-kind from businesses, our in-kind from the public side, and then our in-kind even from the nonprofit side. All total, because I had people giving me 20 cents on the dollar materials and stuff, just providing services donated for free. You know, we had the land installing stuff. We had folks that were making banners and graphics for us that were part of the exhibit that were 20 cents on the dollar. It was just every step of the way we were getting donations, in-kind services, and so the public side, they were there, private side, they were committed, and it was really a much bigger event than a lot of people. I mean, you could see it, but you just never had numbers put to it.
Loftus said the nonprofit raised and invested over $65,000 in the local community. For next year, Loftus said there will be more activities during the day as well as the lights at night.
This, hopefully, somewhere around 10 to 15 foot tall, inner walls and things that go in and out, but a snow fort, snow castle, beach. It's going to have like you know what dribble castles look like, little drip castles. It's going to have that kind of look to it. But it's going to be the back of this whole area, and then we're going to look at slides, and we're going to look at snow features that allow snow blowing so that we can make snowmen and snow angels, and we can do any manner of fun time game that families love to do in the winter and the kids love to do in the winter. On the weekends, we are going to be blowing snow. Every weekend we're going to be blowing snow, and we're going to invite people to come have fun in the snow.
Loftus said there will be special incentives for shoppers to visit local stores on Black Friday, the day the exhibit will open, and that local businesses around Latham Plaza and the Pavilion area will be encouraged to decorate their stores to carry the lights out into the streets. He said the goal is to increase the number of visitors over the 5 weeks of the event from 20,000 last year to 60,000 in 2015. Well, it's probably going to get more expensive to remove a tree from your property in Atlantic Beach. The City Commission on Monday night will continue its discussion of proposed revisions to its tree ordinance that will increase permitting fees for the removal of any tree of 6 inches in diameter or more, and will also offer special protections and mitigation requirements for oak trees. The ordinance, which will be discussed at the Atlantic Beach Commission meeting Monday night, will increase the amount to be paid into the Tree Mitigation Fund from its current $49 per caliper inch, but the amount has not yet been decided. The Community Development Board has recommended $175 per caliper inch, but at the previous meeting the Commission determined that the amount was excessive. Jacksonville currently charges $113 per caliper inch. Florida author Randy Wayne White will be at the Bookmark on Monday, March 30th, to talk about and sign copies of his latest Doc Ford novel, Cuba Straits. White is a regular visitor to the independent bookstore in Neptune Beach. His talk will begin at 8 p.m. Cuba Straits is the 22nd novel in White's Doc Ford series. And there's good news for those who enjoy watching the manatees along the Intracoastal Waterway and elsewhere at the beach. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission counted a record number of the animals during their annual winter statewide aerial survey. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission reported a preliminary count of 6,063 manatees statewide. During the February count, a team of 20 observers from 11 organizations counted 3,333 manatees on Florida's east coast and 2,730 on the west coast of the state. This year's synoptic survey count exceeded the previous high count for 2010 by almost 1,000 animals. Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect a chance of showers through the weekend and into Monday, but then clearing skies, but a bit cooler for Tuesday, and then warming up again by the end of the week. The Island Times is always digital, always free, at www.theislandtimes.com. Become a subscriber and get updates on news from the beach's communities delivered right to your email box. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.